And as we get them sorted out, we can show you that the players racing today are going to be Polk, Kitsune, and LCheeseBoy.
LCheeseBoy, is that how you say it?
I always see it as LCheeseBoy. I mean, it's probably like LCheeseBoy or something like that.
Well, it's definitely not LCheeseBall, which is what I said one time on commentary, like in an interview, like to their face, and I felt terrible about it. So it's not that. Maybe we'll have to ask. I never even thought about it, but you're right, lychee, it's there.
It's there. Of course, it's not spelled anywhere close to lychee, the actual fruit. But I see the L and the E's, and I think lychee. But it's not. It's probably just LCheeseBoy. Or LCheeseBoy. The L could be silent.
One of those silent L's at the start of a word. We also got Polk, Kitsune. This is their second mystery tournament, I think. Yeah, second edition. So they joined 14, skipped 15, is back for 16 after going 0-2. Are they going to find their first win in mystery tournament this time around? I don't know. 50-50 is a pretty good win rate from LCheeseBoy.
Yeah, it's solid. Nothing to sneeze at. But with like 2 matches under your belt, I mean, you could have just gone up against like 2 killers, and like, if it's your first MT and you go up against like Andy and Maurice, you're probably gonna have a bad time.
Yeah. Even so, we try to seed our stronger players, but I mean, it's very random what we're doing here, right? So there's only so much we can do. So we seed some of our players, but there's a lot of strong players who are just randomly mixed in with everyone else in round 1. So as a new player, you can get matched up against another new player, or like, I don't know, who got dumped into the first round, who would just absolutely smash me. Kami of Games is in there, like Pika Pals is in there. Tetsuya's pretty good. Nico Jazz. You give Ness Kamikaze like any kind of classic platformer, retro platformer, would absolutely destroy. Some girls in there, TMRs, and like, if you could very easily get matched up with any of these people, and they would have a huge advantage.
There's just so many like solid players all around. Even if you're not seeded, like, just like people in Mystery Tournament who's been there for like, you know, years upon years. And they just have the experience that, you know, they may not be the strongest players out there, but they just know so much that anyone new coming in, they're gonna get a good learning experience.
Yeah, that's true. One of my favorite things is seeing new players learning, like, in the match, right? Like old lessons that we can kind of take for granted sometimes. Like, if it's a game that has infinite continues but limited lives, like, keep track of your life count, right? You hit a checkpoint, you get to a new level or something. How many lives do you have? Not a lot. Like, maybe jump in a pit a couple times, game over, and refill those lives or something, right? It's something a newer player might not even think to do, right? Intentionally kill myself a couple times, what? But like, a veteran will be like, oh, absolutely, yeah, didn't even hesitate.
Looks like we're having a little bit of a difficulty finding a game that neither player has played. Which I guess is a good sign. It's like, you know, yeah, you have to re-roll from the pool a lot, but it's cool to get more players in here, especially like newer players who have like just gaming experience.
Ooh. 1 out of 2 so far
Oh,
to maybe
man.
get this game pulled. We pulled a couple of games that were like, they're fine. They're fine games, but we've seen them before. They're, so for me, who wants to do something new, they're not very exciting. But this game that just got pulled, and I think is going to be our game. Sorry, this is the part where we talk cryptically about the game without revealing what it is, and you gotta wait. And this game is very fun and very cool, so I hope everything goes well.
Yeah, I've never heard of this game, and just like looking up some pictures of it, oh my goodness. This game looks amazing.
Yeah, it might be a little bit tough to play as a new player because it is pretty different from most other games. So, players might get pushed out of their comfort zone in a round 1 match. But it's not very long and it's not too complicated, I think. So, I think this could be like really fun for our players.
Well, it definitely is unique. I will give it that. And I think it's going to be a pleasure to look at.
This is a pleasurable game.
So you joined the race to farm these players, but now you're here on commentary. Or are you just holding the race, or are you gonna play and?
I will farm. I could play this game in my sleep with how much I've run this game.
Now anyone who knows TPC has narrowed it down to.
Only like 50 games.
Yeah, how far are you on your speedrun every console mission?
13 games in.
Yeah, and that was.
But there's also all the games before that.
Yeah.
I think I learned over 20 speed games this year.
Wow. Part of that was Seasons was this year?
4 of them was Seasons.
Okay.
12 of them were actually 13, because counting Samurai Kid were the Speedrun Nervous System project. Then there was Remufla. Okay, yeah, actually that is it. Actually, I think there was more than that.
I just learned Doom. I knew a lot about Doom, but I never actually ran it. So I did a couple speedruns to really be solid for commentary for Seasons.
I'm so glad that I learned Doom. That is such a fun speed game.
With Hal, did you do any speedrunning this year?
I played a little bit of PSO. My old favorite of mine.
That's close enough.
Yeah. I was in one of the Flame Fatales. I did a run for that.
Nice.
That was a good time.
Yeah, the Fatal incidents, events are always really good. I don't want to know what an incident there would be.
Forgot. I loaded up just like a little background music to listen to on my own. Because if I listen to the stream, I hear my own voice, obviously. But it's not what you guys are listening to, so I can't even hum along to it or nothing. I got to jam in silence. So this is interesting. I tested this game that's going to get played here for Mystery Tournament 14. So this was a while ago.
This was a while ago. I was actually still running the game actively at that point, I think. I grinded this game a lot. I did some of the hard tricks, but not all of them. And I ended up getting like 6 seconds away from my summer best. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this game. Not doing any more. 6 seconds from your summer best in this game is that's a lot. I like both of these racer card avatars. They're both good. This has never been... No, this has been raced on as well. This is MT4. No, it's not that. I don't remember the abbreviation. It's also a nice change. This game is in 16:9, which most of our games so far for MT have not been in 16:9.
Yeah.
Widescreen.
It is widescreen.
Just funny, because I think normally this game wasn't supposed to run in widescreen, but it just does. This game is pretty old. I always write info about stuff like that in the bottom of my paste bin sound. This was 2008.
Yeah, I was surprised by how old it is, but...
Well, when you remember what else these devs worked on later, then it makes sense, because the other game that they worked on stuff with was 2011.
See, I gotta confess, while I'm testing games, I'm in this mindset of like, there's so much I gotta do. I gotta focus. I gotta do it. I haven't read a single one of your lore dumps at the bottom of the paste bin.
No, it's okay. Those are all for me. Some of them have a lot of info, actually. This one's really short. This one doesn't have, like, anything. I did them for some of the backup games, too.
Oh, really?
Normally the backup ones just say this has been featured in this many MTs,
Yep.
and it lists all of them. And sometimes it'll put a funny little note.
So, I think we're ready to show the games. So the game today we are playing is Tag, the Power of Paint. It is surprisingly a game I have not heard of, but I'm going to be very interested to watch.
Yeah, well, maybe you've heard of a little game called Portal 2. Valve's smash mega hit sequel to the very popular Portal. The gels in that game, the speed gel, the bounce gel, that stuff comes from this game. And people who worked on that game were the developers of this game. They scooped them up and brought them on the team to work on their stuff. So...
Yeah, this was a DigiPen release.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that and it was like, ooh, that sounds like a good time.
The download on DigiPen doesn't even work anymore. Like, the page is still there, the download link's there. You click the button and it doesn't do anything. But luckily, I mean, I have this game because I speedrun this game. I don't know why I picked this game of all games, but I just did one day. But we're gonna see a lot of high-flying action, a lot of going fast, and a lot of paint.
I love this image in the bottom left of the stream. I don't know if this is box art or you could call it or whatever it is.
I have no idea if that's like an actual picture, but it's like, it looks too good.
It's perfect.
You know, I don't think that is, but it's good enough anyway.
Looks like we're going to be starting in 10 seconds.
This is going to be a lot of action. This game is quite short. There are 9 stages, I think. There's 8 or 9. I never remember. The first stage is like literally just walk forward though. We get introduced to the first paint, which is jump. Jump lets you jump.
9 levels in total. Allows you to move left to fire paint, right to fire water, which washes off paint. You've got 3 different paint types, just one for now. And that's it. Those are all the controls.
Yeah, for right now, it's just gonna be working with a lot of jump. Kind of slowly introducing us to the mechanics while also forcing us to do some platforming. This game is significantly more platforming than puzzle. There's actually almost no puzzle in it at all. There's some like execution puzzles, as I like to call them, where it's like, oh, how would I conceivably do this platforming challenge? But there's not like actual puzzles. Not like Portal 2 in the sense that like the repulsion gel and the propulsion gel in that game had a lot of various like puzzle mechanics. This one is way more of just a straight platformer with just some funny paints.
Yeah, I kind of like that phrase you said about sort of like there's just enough to the puzzle of it that it's not 100% obvious where to go. But you don't need to think about it too long. In fact, if you're really good and controlled at like looking around with your mouse and looking ahead while you move, you can figure out like what you need to do by the time you get there and then do it immediately. So like you can be sort of like solving puzzles while you go.
Yeah, if you're really quick thinking, you can do a lot of cool stuff in this game like that.
Well, Kitsune does not fall and gets to the exit. LCheeseBoy hasn't quite clued into that this signpost. Yeah, here we go.
So key thing is that not only your paint, but as you notice, the entire world is like black and white. Anything of your paint's color is that paint. For all intents and purposes, it is that paint. So any surfaces that are also painted with that color, any surfaces that are painted green, they'll bounce you.
I got some red paint now. This is speed gel.
The coolest one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You always feel really cool whenever you use it.
And then, of course, combining speed and jump is a fun prospect.
Yeah, they're gonna make you do that a lot, so get used to it. Yeah, speed. Important thing you might not notice while looking at this, unless you were paying attention. This game doesn't have a jump button, so like, there's gonna be a lot of situations where you might need to make some vertical height using ramps and speed, or using the jump. But there's no way to just manually gain height like that.
Oh, here we go. I was gonna point out Polk Kitsune has not realized, but LCheeseBoy has, that you can just back up into the wall that you know is completely green, and then just be spraying green where on the other wall wherever you're gonna bounce. You don't have to like paint the whole wall before you go up. Little things like this, they add up. There's some literal signposting in the level, kind of hinting what color paint should go where.
Yeah, this game does that a lot.
LCheeseBoy falls down a little bit, so Polk Kitsune still has a bit of a lead on this level, but it is the same level, and now you really, I think, kind of gotta learn how to do these 180s with your mouse, ideally, or just get a nice line on the wall. And if you lined it up right, this will work. Ooh, but they're a little misaligned, and it's not so easy to keep flipping the camera back and forth. So messy for both players.
Yeah, I love how the level just becomes a complete mess after a while.
Polk Kitsune is up, LCheeseBoy is up. But the first to get the checkpoint and our official lead change, though it's not by much, just happened.
Yeah, that might happen a lot. Somebody kind of gets stuck on a puzzle, somebody else finds some clever solution. We could see a lot of potential, like, little lead changes in this race.
Kitsune is trying not to be flipping their mouse around all over the place to get these green walls. Oh my god, I got bounced all the way back down, and there's no checkpoint up there, so it's just gonna have to climb back up.
Yeah, that will happen a lot. There's a lot of verticality in this game, and you don't want to fall. That's bad.
And once you got a checkpoint, usually it's okay, but if you don't, then a big launch from LCheeseBoy has ended up somewhere. This should be enough. Okay, Polk Kitsune is going straight across, but they need to get on the girder on the right. Shoot. LCheeseBoy set up a run and bounce and then realized this is not going anywhere useful. What I want to be is on top of this thing, going up and down, and just barely gets the speed to jump across. Kitsune making up a lot of lost time here. LCheeseBoy bouncing somewhere. Doesn't like where they ended up, but almost got bounced off this edge here. Angles
that's
bit.
the worst feeling. Because the death plane in this game is usually pretty low. So you get to marvel at yourself as you fall into your doom for a while.
And that's a level clear. Well, Kitsune not too far behind. Oh, running with the red paint pointed on the ground as they go. That's the kind of little optimizations that can help them catch up.
Yeah, that can make up a lot of time. You would be surprised. This game is definitely a collection of small time savers. At least in a casual sense.
Yeah, they just kind of went completely the wrong way on that last jump, because it is a little weird. The billboards so far you've been going across on a nice runway, but now all of a sudden you got to go on some weird angle. But I think knows what's up now. LCheeseBoy's done some running on the train and has spotted a checkpoint. Always a sign you're going in the right direction.
Yeah, train is going to be tricky. There's kind of a difficult jump near the end. I have faith in our players that they'll do just fine, but it is not an easy jump.
Whoa. Polk just did a speedy jump into a wall so hard they bounced off somewhere where I don't even know where they ended up. The angled billboards as LCheeseBoy gets into the blue paint. Our new paint is stick.
This is why this has a motion sickness tag.
Yeah, you do stick to it. You know, the walls become the floor for a little bit. I mean, there's like a brick texture here, so that can kind of clue you in that like this is a wall, but it's still all black and white for the most part. So you got to do your best to keep track of where the floor actually is. on the ceiling right now, but Spy's a checkpoint, so this is another wall, and then I think that means this checkpoint's on the floor, which makes sense. They're usually on the floor.
One already at the end of the level. This level actually you can skip the entirety of. You can use the stick to actually jump from the beginning of the level up on that pole you see right there all the way to the end. And there's an invisible wall there, but you have just enough height to make it through.
Nice. Alright, level done. Polk Kitsune is on the train level.
This one is a long one for LCheeseBoy. This is another one you can actually skip entirely, but not casually.
Not too much game left though.
2 levels.
Yeah. Polk Kitsune kind of running out of game to catch up.
Checkpoint reached. This is gonna have you make use of all 3 types of paint. So you're gonna have to get used to swapping paints a lot. One tech I want to see if the players clue on to is that when you're stuck to a wall and you get out of the sticky paint, there's actually a small time where you're still stuck to the wall, and you can use speed gel there. And I want to see if any player actually catches on to that. Oh, I forgot this is the intentional way to do it from Polk. The fast way to do it is you can actually bounce from the train and barely clear the wall, but it's very hard.
So this billboard is green, and then this other one is red. But LCheeseBoy just says no, everything should be blue. I'm gonna stick. And
Good choice.
That was the right move.
It's safe. This is the end of the level. You get to do this huge jump. It's really cool. Here's the players like pre-building their jumps like this instead of doing it on the fly. It's kind of something I think would be definitely something you see like player preference for, because you can build these on the fly, just like hold forward, then just tap 1 as soon as you get to the end.
Yeah, the players have not been terribly comfortable with keyboard and mouse, it looks like to me, so I think moving at high speed on a pivotal jump is the last situation where they want to be making things more complicated for themselves.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're probably also using mouse wheel instead of 1, 2, and 3. Which, I don't know, I've never used never used that. Also, when jumping towards billboards like this, you can just hold the paint button, and as long as you move into the billboard, you'll bounce off the paint. But I guess trying to play it safe.
Immediately identifies this sort of side-to-side bouncing mechanic.
Here is gotta wait on this platform cycle. If you're really fast, you get here just in time to miss it, unless you're really, really, really good.
Using the time to go ahead and...
Yeah, this is the tricky bounce. Because you have to bounce across, there's a little screen in right there. You have to bounce past the screen. This is definitely one of those where you want to be holding the jump gel as you hit the billboard. Just so there's like no chance that you'll miss.
Or just cover literally the entire billboard. Alright, this angle looks good. Yep. Polk Kitsune, oh, stick to save themselves, but it didn't come out.
Yeah, there's certain downtime where you actually keep your momentum when you're sticking, so you can't just like instantly stick. Oh, barely missed the angle on that for LCheeseBoy.
Polk Kitsune almost ran off an edge. Had me a little worried.
Try and do a weird bounce, or you can just jump straight to that platform. I think the slightly faster way to do this is you can actually jump from the lower platform as it's turning around like this and do like a very weird angled jump. I don't recommend doing that.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
did make it. Yeah, you could just jump straight to there. Like you don't have to do the weird angle stuff. LCheeseBoy only has like 3 more checkpoints to go.
Yeah, but pulled ahead back at like level 4 or 5 is Polk. Kitsune has a pretty bad fall there, I think. Where's this checkpoint? Not too bad. But once LCheeseBoy gained a lead, like it just never let up. Like just kept going faster and faster, it seems.
Actually never seen the end of this level that Polk is doing done the intentional way. Even casually, I ended up skipping this last half. Because you can actually, you're not supposed to be able to jump backwards to where you started, like on the other side of that, but you can just barely grab the lip of the little ramp.
We're
So I've
looking
actually never
around,
seen this.
trying to figure out what does it want from me.
Time for the big jump.
Yeah, I think they've cleared it. LCheeseBoy, is this the last level?
Yes, this is the last checkpoint too.
Okay.
But trying to do this the incorrect way. Well, no, actually, this will work. This is just a little, like, yeah, I guess you could do this. I wouldn't recommend this. You can jump to the platform that you use to get up here, and then you can just dash jump up. But trying to stick to the ceiling of this is kind of finicky. But yeah, what LCheeseBoy is gonna do, which I recommend, is actually just stand below it and then just look below yourself and hit the jump.
Yep.
That's how you jump straight up.
You do have a jump button in this game. And then walks off without doing any sticky paint onto another platform to get on top.
And you have to get on top of the platform that was moving and then dash jump across.
This is the kind of thing that makes me nervous because it was so much work to get here. This will be a
Yeah, this loses a lot of time.
He jumped so early.
Trying to go for the cycle skip? Accidentally?
Oh,
I actually died here where LCheeseBoy is.
Whoa, LCheeseBoy almost sped off the platform. Oh, the stick just didn't stick.
Yeah, didn't have enough speed, so didn't make it there fast enough. Oh, sprayed the jump directly on top of the checkpoint, so now it just automatically sticks as soon as they spawn in. That's interesting. Yeah, you gotta be careful on this. You gotta get enough speed, and you need quite a bit of speed. Like, this is not enough speed. Well, it's barely enough speed.
It's enough speed. Oh,
like,
this
that was definitely not safe.
Went over the top trying to save. It doesn't quite get it. Yeah,
you can just
so
go straight over.
it's weird, right? You don't really have a good sense of like how long do I kind of hang in the air? What's my downward speed like when I unstick, right? And it turns out it's 0, and then starts to pull you down the way gravity does. So like that short when it's 0 and still building up, you can get all the way to that ledge. But after doing all that work, do you want to just bet that that's how it's going to work out, or do you want to try to do something that you know will? So
Yeah, you can just fly over.
Yep, that's fine.
There's another dash jump. Is right at the very end. The goal is literally in sight. As soon as you make this jump, you just gotta sticky gel your way. The end is right here. Oh, don't hit the jump. That's always really scary whenever that happens. And that's the end.
There it is, GG. We got
this is not a level.
Yeah, no, those credits are going.
I'm just kind of waiting for LCheeseBoy to realize that he's
Yeah, this is
completed
not
the
done.
goal.
This is the credits.
Hey!
Yeah.
So I actually would have been pretty close to that one guy who finished in second, 19.
Yeah, that would have been under 20,
Mhm.
which is a good time.
Yeah.
Previous blind times on this are like 22 to 30 minutes. Nice, sub the Blecky. That's always a good time.
Where was I? I don't think I was sub 20. I know Jorf was.
Did not sub Goknak, but that's impossible, so. These were the devs that got hired for Portal 2 to do the gels. Oh, special thanks to PlayStation. Apparently that dev hates Guilty Gear, which, I mean, I don't think it's that fun either, so we're in the same boat. Head, special thanks. Special thanks to C++ and physics. And to Yummy Teriyaki. Polk Kitsune also coming up near the end, is about to be at the final checkpoint. Sub 20 is good because that means that you were less than double the time of an actual speedrunner on this game, which was me. Because I got a 10:02.
Alright. Kitsune gets the stick pretty quick. And then misses that stick, but that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, that would trap you there.
And that billboard is really far away.
Yeah, I like the idea of dash jumping from here, actually. It's safer, you get more distance, you're gonna land higher.
Oh, painted over the jump at the end.
Hello.
Hello there. Congrats on your victory.
That was a lot of fun. Also, I now remember that this is where Portal 2 got its paint mechanics from.
Yeah, I think probably when speed and jump were the first two.
Yeah.
That's when it's like, oh right.
Yeah, I think people are glad they didn't put the stick of gel in Portal now.
Yeah, I definitely am.
So you've played Portal then?
I have played Portal 2, yeah. Well, both of them, but yeah. So once I realized, oh, I know these mechanics, it was a little easier to figure out what the intention was.
Have you played a lot of? Because we get a lot of like retro stuff, a lot of 2D stuff. So I'm always curious what kind of experience people have with just like 3D games, with like keyboard and mouse games. Is this familiar territory for you?
I'd say somewhat, yeah. I mean, 3D for sure. I've played the Portals. I played a lot of the Metroid Prime games growing up, so like I'm used to first-person 3D stuff. I don't really play a lot of that these days. I'm more of a console gamer now, but yeah, you never forget.
So what do you think of the game?
Oh, well, a lot of fun. Like, I wish there was more of it, honestly. I mean, I guess the Portal 2 puzzles are kind of more of it, but it definitely seems like there are a lot more interesting and creative ways that you could use those mechanics that you barely scratch the surface
Portal
of
2
in
is
those levels.
kind of interesting because like in Portal 2, with the gels, it's much more puzzle than platforming. In this game, it's more platforming than puzzle.
Right?
Okatsune's on this moment on this sign and just did the same
I'm
thing
trying to jump over too.
you did. Yeah. the final checkpoint, you do that big jump to that faraway billboard, and you stick to it, and then you look over, and you know you're supposed to go to the left, but you're not quite sure if you just walk off. Is it going to be okay?
Is the gravity going to work with me there or not?
So both of you just like, well, maybe I can get on top of it, and then flung yourselves right over the top.
Yep.
That would be impressive. I think I actually tried that one time to see if you could skip like parts of it, if you could jump from like the top of the billboard to the other top, but like it doesn't work, sadly. That would be cool. They actually put another screen in place just so you couldn't do that, because apparently they knew.
The TPC is, I mean, maybe you can tell from their 10-minute time that TPC runs this game, so
10 minutes is not even a good time either.
it's been regaling
Kind
us
of
with all
embarrassing.
the tech.
Yeah, I'm interested in going and watching a speed run of this now, because I imagine there's a fair number of skips that you can do.
There is a lot, and they're really hard.
Okay.
But Quo has a 449 in this game, and it is an incredible run.
Wow. I will have to go look that up.
My PB is like 603.
It's still very impressive.
All right, Polk's at the very end. Just gotta walk to the final orb.
Just be careful. Everything be sticky. Nice.
And boom.
Nice.
Yeah, one speed tech that I was sad neither of the players did. I knew if Alpha got this game, he would do it. Is speed sticking, because you don't fall instantly when you have the stick gel. So you can actually mash 2 and 3 on the keyboard together while moving, and you'll have the speed while also sticking,
Oh, wow.
which is super fun. It's like my favorite tech from this game.
So then you could like run off of a wall at an angle really quick, and that would like launch you diagonally, like upwards or wherever.
Yeah, it's never used, but I mean, you could do that.
Okay. I was like, oh man, there's so much potential. Yeah, potential for nothing, it turns out. Yeah, well, I'm glad you enjoyed the game. So, this was your second mystery tournament?
I think that's right. I
Yes,
also
that's true.
joined Giant Troop. I was in the Games Too Jolly tournament, so I've been around, but I think this is my second.
Okay, you were in the important tournaments.
Yeah.
And then
Yes,
you joined
yes.
this one.
I almost foolishly was like gonna bring up Games Too Jolly, and then I was like, oh wait, no, they've actually done mystery tournament. Maybe that's a better place to start. Hello, Polk Kitsune has joined us.
Hello. Oi. That was a trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how about that stick gel?
There's a reason it was not in Portal 2.
No kidding. Sometimes it's hard. That's the problem with first-person view platform. You can't always tell where your feet are.
The FOV in this game also did not help.
No. Interesting concept. This is a little project, but it's definitely rough.
So have you played Portal 2 before? Like, what was the gel stuff like familiar?
In Portal 2, I only played co-op version, but there are some sessions we do have to actually spray gel to either bounce off or get some speed up on it. Don't think there was any kind of sticky gel to it, though, but
No, apparently their Valve testers got sick, motion sick for the stick gel, so it was removed.
I believe it. I totally believe it. Oh,
We did tag it. We asked if you guys would be okay, and you said you signed up for it.
yeah, I did. I sure did. And I can see why. I think I was technically fine with it. It's not about motion sickness, it's about figure out, am I up or down at this point?
Right.
I
Yeah,
think there was
they actually give you a little diagram to show you like which direction
Yeah.
is what corner, which is neat.
Yeah, which is interesting, but you don't think about looking at it at first time here, and it's so slow to twist about. and if you step one little misstep out of line, you're gonna be falling down. Which is why I was spraying it as much as I could. Any kind of moment here was in the air where I could stick that blue gel. Please lay it on thick.
Got that thick stick.
Indeed.
So, aside from Portal 2, do you have a lot of experience with like a first-person mouse and keyboard sort of game?
Not as much here. Not as much as some other people might. First-person platformer. Best I can say here might be Borderlands and Borderlands 2. But not exactly great on platforming on that part here either. So, maybe a little outside of my wheelhouse, but not completely outside of it, so... Doesn't surprise me somebody else would have gone the edge on me.
So was it like a good experience then, like being pushed out of your comfort zone a little bit?
Yeah, certainly, and gave me something a little unique here, a little something that's in the game here, more like a demo for it's really short. But yeah, I was happy I got to experience that.
Yeah, I think it was. Well, it's like a student project, isn't it? So
Yeah,
it's a good one though.
and it does give some actual moment of tutorial of showing you how the gel works, how it's able to be used within the mechanic on it here. Imagery all around the place here explaining you where you're supposed to be going here. There's a single path for it.
Yeah.
I like that first level tutorial. That's a really good one. It's my favorite. Just hold W.
Yeah, it's simple as that. And you imagine that type of game, but open world. Imagine where you could go anywhere you wanted at that point here. Take wherever you want. You use different powers for it. It'd be a different take on I figure.
Yeah, there's like a 2D platformer that's like this called Splasher. That I remember I saw Gyu run it at a GDQ, and I bought it because it looks super good. Ooh, it's on sale right now too, 75% off. I'll post this. It's kind of the same thing, but it's 2D.
I'm curious. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Well, looking at the brackets, LCheeseBoy moves on to fight TMR. It'll be a fun one.
Oh boy, TMR
luckily
is
you-
definitely a challenge.
Luckily, you can't draw an NES game, so that already cuts out a big portion of the pool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Polk, Kitsune, you're down but not out. You're fighting Cinny,
Tinny,
who I don't know anything about other than the fact that they played against TMR.
me neither. Got no idea at all. But hey, sometimes you meet new blood, you meet new friends. Simple as that. Hey. It's sad that I get kicked out on the second lane here, on loser's lane right away, but that's how it's gonna go here. That's part of the fun of Mr. Tournament. You never know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, you could be one of those people who has like a crazy losers run. Those are always
Yeah.
fun stories. You get to play more games too. Actually, that's the best
Exactly.
part.
Exactly. It's not just one and done. You get to play more. Give me more. Come on.